Good afternoon. It is Wednesday afternoon, November 20th at 16:24 p.m. I'm making this video for a couple of reasons. Number one, I want to bring everybody up to date on how things are going for the walk, which will restart in January 2014. I also want to take some time to approach the accusations and charges that have been put on me or about me on Facebook. I've been trying my best to type the replies or answers to questions people have had, but I just can't seem to type that fast. So I figured a video is the best way to go. I've got a few minutes because YouTube only allows a video to be so long to upload, so I'm going to make this quick. I'm going to cover a few things. Number one, I want to talk about my past and what they continue, they meaning those that attack me, the naysayers, the haters, those who have been trying to stop me for the last 3 years on this walk. They bring up my bad conduct discharge. For those of you who are not aware of it, I've gotten 3 discharges, 2 honorable and 1 bad conduct. My second term in the Marine Corps ended with a bad conduct. I'm not going to go into the grave details of it. It's strictly nobody's business. I don't mean to sound harsh or callous, but that's just a fact. You can be satisfied with the fact that it was a bad conduct. I will touch on the point that I was AWOL or UA, as the Marine Corps defines, over 200 days, because that fact is out there. Now, many of you have been under the impression or accused me of being a deserter because I was gone more than 30 days. That law is not true. Let me read this to you. The primary difference between the 2 offenses is intent to remain away permanently. If one intends to return to military control, one is guilty of AWOL under Article 86, not desertion under Article 85. A person who is absent for just a day or 2, then apprehended, could still be charged with the offense of desertion. But the prosecution would have to show evidence that the accused intended to remain away permanently. I'm the accused. I was gone for more than 200 days, as I just stated. It's not based on how many days you're gone. You could be gone for 10 years. If you have an intent of returning back to military control or military service, you're guilty of AWOL. I kept my Marine Corps identification card, so I was guilty of UA, not desertion. Now, something else somebody brings up is, well, Mac, since you got a BCD or a bad conduct, you don't rate or deserve benefits. Also not true. Bad conduct, a bad conduct discharge or BCD, can be imposed by both special and general court-martials. However, it can only be given as part of the court punishment to enlisted members. If you receive a bad conduct discharge or dismissal imposed by a special court-martial, which is what I was charged under, a special court-martial, not a general court-martial, you may or may not be eligible for veteran benefits. Given my circumstances and what my discharge was and the circumstances behind it, again, details I will not put out there because it's nobody's business, I receive VA benefits. There's my name, there's my ugly mug, here's my VA card. I still get VA benefits. You may not agree with the decision, you may not be happy with it, but those are the facts of the case. Next point. The uniform. I own that I was wrong to wear that uniform for the first 2 years on this walk. I didn't know any better. I didn't do the proper research. I was wrong 100%. There were those people that came to me on Facebook and said, Mac, you're wrong for wearing that uniform. But those are the same people that have been attacking me for months and years, and I chose not to believe them because I felt they had no integrity. Somebody sent me a link, a good friend of mine, in the fact that I was breaking the rules. It was that time that I decided to take their uniform off. Now there still are hundreds and even a couple thousand pictures of me on Facebook and on the internet of me in uniform on this walk. I will not spend the days or weeks to find all those photographs and delete them. That was my past. I will no longer wear a military uniform on this walk. You have my solemn word. We are working on an outfit or a wardrobe when I start in 2014 I think everybody will be pleased with. My criminal past. Yes, 100% guilty. From 1988 to 2000, I lived a criminal lifestyle, in and out of jail. I'm guilty of 2 offenses. Number 1, writing bad checks on my account, bouncing some checks. Number 2, shoplifting. I had a low self-esteem then. I didn't care about anybody but myself. I was focused on Mac and Mac only, and I was stupid, unlawful, sinful, and did not do the right thing. I own that. That was 13 years ago. In 2000, I not only turned my life around and had an epiphany, but I also turned my life to God. And since then, He is, in my opinion, has full control of the helm of the vessel that controls my life. I believe in my heart of hearts, you don't have to accept it, I believe in my heart of hearts that God has called me to do this walk. I've had too many miracles and too many blessings since I started planning this walk 3 years ago that I believe God controls this. That's my feeling. You can agree or disagree, that's your prerogative. Donations and no receipts. That's another point brought up. Good point, and here's how to explain. Well, actually, let me back up. There's a Virginia article out there that states that I was breaking the law when I first started this walk. And I admit, technically I was. This is what happened. When I started in 2011, in September, I walked from Stafford, Virginia to New York and back to Stafford, was back into Stafford in December 2011. In those 4 months that I was walking, Virginia found out that I was raising funds and sent me 3 letters in the mail to my Stafford address that I was breaking the law. I didn't get those letters because I was on the road. By the time I reached Stafford in December, Project Foot came on board as our nonprofit, and I then had those letters in my hand. I contacted Project Foot, and together we contacted the state of Virginia. They said, fine, you're okay now, end of story, but the story already ran in the newspaper. So if you Google it, you'll find the story, but it's no longer valid. Project Foot stayed on board for about a year or so. The money that was raised, $6,000, when they were on board, the receipts and the proper paperwork and the legal paperwork were filed by Project Foot. They handled that end of it, so I don't have receipts for those $6,000. Late last year, beginning of this year, another nonprofit came on board, Silver Star Families. Project Foot left because of economic reasons. We're still good friends, no hate between either one of us. Silver Star Families came on board. You might see some pictures of me with a star on my arm. That's their logo. They came on for about 2-3 months. No funds were raised when they came on board. We parted ways as well. I'm not going to go into details of that. We didn't leave as haters. If you want to contact them and ask them, that's up to you. I choose not to reveal why. It's personal. Since Silver Star Families left and up to this date, I launched Veteran Storm, which is on my website, OperationWalkAmerica.org. The monies raised, or the gifts raised, or the gift cards, etc., in that time period, I was not the primary recipient of those gifts, whether it be monetary, gift cards, food, whatever it was. I worked in conjunction with other people. Now, so that explains the Veteran Storm testimonials. I should have gotten documentation. I should have got receipts. I didn't. I own that mistake, but it doesn't mean it didn't happen. In 2014, from now on, we will have documentation of the veterans we help. I am not now, nor have I ever been a nonprofit. You can legally ask for donations on the internet and be legal as long as it's for a legitimate reason. Homeless veterans is legitimate. People have asked me why 50%, why not all 100% sales from paracord bracelets to veterans? Because I'm a one-man operation. I do all the planning, interviews, speaking engagements, route planning, everything. I've got one volunteer, my daughter. I have had other volunteers, but they left under their own accord for personal reasons. We still love each other. There's no hate between us, but it's personal reasons why they had to leave. Basically, they didn't have the time to invest to help me. They don't think I'm a scam or a con. They left for those reasons because they didn't have the time. So I do everything on my own. This walk costs money to do, for medical, for things that the VA won't cover, for to keep my cart up and running, to everything. It costs money. So 50% of those sales goes to veterans. As this program progresses and gains ground, more money will be given to veterans. At this time, just 50%. Please understand, it does take money to operate this walk. Real quick, my 2014 plans. Veteran Storm will remain an operational program. The idea is the end of each month, for instance, January, I know where I'll be at the end of January, in the town that I should be in. For the entire month of January, funds raised through 50% of sales will go to a veteran, homeless veteran, in that town where I'll be at the end of that month. We'll contact homeless associations, people that operate homeless programs, and we'll work through them to help a homeless veteran or homeless veterans or a family for food, for shelter, for whatever they need. That's the plan. As this program gains ground, we'll do once a week versus once a month. My time's almost up. Thank you all for your support. If you have any other questions, contact me. Call me, 352-210-6836. Again, 352-210-6836. Email me at mac@baldmanwalking.com or Facebook me. Just be respectful. If you cuss or call me names, I won't take time to answer your comments or questions. To those that have been supporting me or following me, or your prayers and words of encouragement, thank you all. I love you all very much. And to my biggest fan, my daughter, mwah, Dad loves you very much. I'm sorry this is quick. I'm limited by time. If you have questions, ask. Just be respectful. I love you all very much. All of you have a piece of my heart. Until next time, Semper Fi.